Good morning. Sunday morning, outside. I'm at one of the borderline edges of the property that's near the road. So you're going to hear some noise. A lot of tractors out running around this morning. I still find it pretty relaxing here. You can hear the water running, the stream, birds, wind rustling leaves. Anyway, this is my first installment of, first episode, if you will, of a series of videos I want to do every Sunday that I'm probably just going to title Sunday Mornings with Reverend Jim. Source material for this first one was a no-brainer for me because it is a story that is near and dear to my heart, always has been. It's one of my favorites. And when you hear it, I think you'll be pretty easy for you to figure out why. I think that it embodies a whole lot of what Gorilla with a Cause should be about. And I would really beg that anyone that has any predisposed, negative feeling toward theology in general, or religious doctrines, or any of this type of thing, or any one or another, or all, collectively, I would beg that you would please see past that and just look at the story for what the story is. And that's why I decided I'm just going to paraphrase. I'm going to give you my version of my take on what I have read from the text. And I'll reference where the text is from. You can certainly go and read it. I think you will enjoy it as it's been recorded. But I don't want to come off as being overly preachy. I don't want to seem preachy. I'm not trying to preach, I'm trying to share. And I think that the message is what matters most in these videos. So, having said that, so the King of Kings has returned to the land after a long, long absence. After a great period of trial and tribulation and suffering and a lot of challenge, a lot of misery, a lot of death. And the king's return had been foretold, and the people awaited him. So finally the day came that he did return. And when he did, all the nations gathered before him, all those who had survived through all this period, waiting, gathered before him. And he looked at this horde of people, and he separated them. He divided them into two groups. It is said that it's much as a shepherd might have divided or would have divided the sheep from the goats. And so he placed the sheep on his right side and the goats to his left. And he turned to those on his right side and he said, "You are blessed. Your reward awaits you. Your seat at the table, your place in the kingdom, your inheritance from my Father is already there and waiting for you. Go now and celebrate. Go now and leave all of this trouble behind, because you have earned that right. You have earned the rite of passage, and that is what is waiting for you. Go now and secure it. For when I hungered, you fed me. When I thirsted, you gave me drink. When I was a stranger, you befriended me. You invited me in. When I had no clothes, you clothed me. When I was ill and when I was sick, you tended to me. You took care of me. When I was imprisoned, you visited me." And the sheep, they looked perplexed and they said, "But King of Kings, great King, when did we see you hungry and feed you? Or when did you thirst that we gave you drink? Or when did we see you without clothes and we clothed you? Or when did we tend to you when you were sick? Or shelter you when you needed shelter? Or when did we see you imprisoned and visited you? And the king replied, what you did for the least of these, you did for me. Then he turned to those on his left, and he said to them, you are damned. You have failed. The future that awaits you is an eternity of suffering and damnation. For when I was hungry, you did not feed me. When I thirsted, you did not offer me drink. When I needed clothing, you didn't clothe me. When I was a stranger, you didn't befriend me. You didn't welcome me in. When I was sick, you didn't tend to me. You didn't care for me. When I was imprisoned, you didn't visit me. And those on his left spoke and said, but Lord, great King, when did I see you hunger and not feed you? When did this opportunity occur? When did I ever see that you were thirsty? Or when did I see you needed clothing? Or when did I ever see you as a stranger in need? Or when did I see you sick that I did not care for you? Or when were you imprisoned that I did not visit you? And the Lord said to them, what you did not do for the least of these, you did not do for me. So that is from the Bible. It can be found in Matthew 25, verses 31 through 46. It's a parable spoken by Jesus Christ, speaking toward the end of days, or his return. And all of that is whatever you make of it, but the heart of the matter here is in the story and in its message, I believe. If you would like to make a video response to this, I know that Brother Burl suggested that he and Brother Drama might. I welcome that. I think that's a great idea. It's a wonderful idea always. With that, I need to get moving. I'm running behind as usual. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful Sunday and a beautiful start to the new week tomorrow. Take care, and I will see you shortly.